Hi there, Ivan here. Today I would like to give you an example of the i3 window manager. XFCE4 window manager is something that most Linux users, Windows users as well are used. But there is a more, let's say, geek style window manager available. It's called i3 window manager. It's pre-installed on the Hacking-Lab LiveCD, and I'd like to give you an introduction about the i3 window manager. I have some slides and a live demonstration. Okay, if you download the current LiveCD from the livecd.hackinglab.com website, then the XFCE4 desktop is the standard. As you can see here on the screen, it looks like Windows. So you start window terminals and applications as you would under Mac OS X and Windows OS systems. So it's very convenient for, let's say, people who used to work on the Microsoft and X platform and now want to test the Linux. But most people do not know the Hacking-Lab LiveCD has the i3 window manager pre-installed. If you log out from your current desktop and you choose the i3 option on the upper right corner, then you can log in into the i3 window manager. And the i3 window manager is completely different than what you used to do on a standard Windows desktop or OS X or even the XFCE4 desktop. It's completely different. And this window manager has almost zero border, and all the redundancy of the windows, so enlarge and move, and it has been removed. And it is designed to work very fast on the keyboard. So you should not use your mouse quite often. By just having these shortcuts and pressing around on the keyboard, those people who are used to the i3 window manager are quite fast to do their daily work. And I would like to give you that you may want to try out the i3 window manager on the Hacking. This presentation introducing the very basic shortcuts when you want to use the i3 window manager. As I said, as you cannot move around with the mouse, you need to know what keys you need to press. Actually, there is one central configuration is the mod key. When you read through the documentation of the i3, you can select whatever key on the keyboard you want as the mod key. The LiveCD, the mod key is configured to the Alt key. So whenever you see on the slide mod, it means the Alt key, but you can choose a Windows key as the mod key or any other key you can choose as the mod. So it's totally up to you what key mod key. But as I said, for the demonstration and you want to download the LiveCD and test around, you must use the Alt, press the Alt key when you hide this. Okay, there's around workspaces, Windows, and creation, and window selection, and so forth. But before we dig into this theory, I want to go do a little presentation or demonstration. Because it's easier to understand these items when I first seeing it, visually seeing it, then in the next step. Maybe this is important information, but not at first glance. So after the demo. So let me demonstrate this couple of shortkeys now. Here I am currently logged in on my XFCE desktop. So I now log out. Okay, and choose i3. Username is hacker with the password compass. Okay, this is the i3 standard stream. So what can you do now? By pressing Alt and Enter, this will actually open a terminal. Alt Enter. If you do the same command again, it will open another terminal. You do it the third time. So right now the window manager is adding every window on the right side of the current active window. So if I say here DVD, I press here Alt Enter. Then as you see, the new window has been inserted right of the currently active window. So the currently active window is marked with a blue border. But of course, it is not planned to move around the mouse as I do it right now. No, it's planned to press the Alt and the arrow key. So by pressing Alt and arrow, you choose the window you want to work with. Let's say I'm now here on the second terminal and I want to add window below. Then the strategy is now to press Alt V for vertical. And now for this window, every window is now below. So I press now Alt Enter again. And as you can see, the new window is inserted here. So if I choose, let's say I want to exit this one, I can either press type exit. And if I want to exit this one, you can also type Alt F4. Okay, so the window strategy here is on the right side, and the window strategy here in this window is vertical. So let's try Alt Enter here, should insert a new window in the middle. Okay, Alt F4 go away. And Alt Enter in this window should add a new window below. Alt Enter. What happened with our newly created window here? But if I type in Alt Enter here, it also goes below because it inherits the mode from the parent window. If I want to add a window on the right side here, I need to press Alt H for horizontal and then Alt Enter, then I get one. So maybe you want to move around these windows. So I press here some command that we can see differences of the window. So we have several different windows. So let's say I want to move this command around. Then I can press Alt, and Shift and the arrow keys. Alt Shift up goes up, Alt Shift up, Alt Shift left, left, below. So you can kind of rearrange the window by Alt Shift and the arrow key. If you want to, as you can see here on the lower left corner, there is a 1. It indicates that this is the first workplace. If you want to have a fresh workplace, you can enter the Alt key or the Mod key and number 2 for the second workplace. So Alt 2. This is now a fresh copy. Let's say on the second screen I want to start Firefox or Chrome. How do you start something different than a terminal? You can type Alt E and the launcher has started, as you can see on the uppercase. And okay, I want to start Google Chrome, for example. And now we have Google Chrome. If I want to start another terminal right of the Google Chrome, I just press Alt Enter and I have a terminal. If I don't like this one, then Alt F4 goes away. If I want to have, let's say, a Tuna file explorer on the right, Alt T, Tuna. So as you can see, everything has been done. If you have the terminal, so I press Alt F1 and switch to the first keyboard, first workspace. If you want to enlarge this font, you can press the Control and the plus key, so Control plus, should enlarge the font. You do a demonstration or whatever. If you want to make it smaller, Control and minus. If you think something is hanging, so let's say a window is hanging, you type Alt, Shift, and I must have a look. Alt, Shift, and R, or Mod key, Shift, and R for restart. So I press Mod, Shift, R, a little flickering, and the window manager will restart. So what else? Let me briefly go to the commands. Horizontal, vertical, I showed you. Selection as well. I can actually open the presentation. Let's see if I showed you everything. By entering the Mode key, in my case on the LiveCD it's the Alt key, the number, select the workspace, by Alt Enter you open the terminal, Alt D the launcher, you type Google Chrome, if using Mod Shift Q you terminate the session, Control D is hanging up the current window, restarting of i3, Mod Shift A is exiting E3. So if you Mod Shift A, you have a window, exit, yes, you go back to the login screen. Okay. Window creation strategy. So if you want it on the right, that's the default, then it's okay. That's horizontal mode. If you if you have a current window selected, you type Mod Alt E, then it changes to vertical. The next window goes below. Window creation mode. You can select a window not by using your mouse, it's by the keyboard, pressing the Alt key and the arrows, or the other keys you see in the lower section of the slides. You can move around the windows. The VM-Stat I moved around by pressing the Alt, Shift, and the arrow keys. You can actually change the view. That's something I haven't shown. So the tab, full screen mode, stacked and split. What is meant by that? So let's open a couple of terminals. So, okay, by pressing, let's say, stacked, tapped, not tap. So Alt and Tab. So every window here is now in a tab. Alt E goes back to the view. We have stacked. Alt S. Windows are stacked. I don't use these. I usually work in these. Sometimes I press Alt F for full screen mode. So let's say this one. I want to have this one in full screen mode. Alt F. I want to go back to the previous mode. Alt Alt F. Okay, that's the window mode. So you choose how i3 should arrange, split, tab, or float your windows. You can even set the floating window by pressing Mode Shift Space. Check. Mode Shift Space. Move around. That's not the idea for me. Then I use XFC4. Even you can use it if you like. the window mode. Terminal fonts, I showed you how to increase or decrease the font size. That's for it. Okay. If I want to exit here, Alt Shift E. At the beginning, the learning curve is a little bit steep, so you have to get all these shortcuts and get used to them. You see, as you have seen, those I use quite often. I can really type fast. Others I don't use so uh, on a regular basis, like the floating window. I don't use it. Okay, that's for the moment. If you want to play around with the i3 window manager instead of a traditional XFCE4 desktop, download the latest LiveCD from livecd.hacking-lab.com, an OVA file, open, run it in VMware. Test around. Username is hacker, password is. Enjoy. Take care. Bye bye.